going on, guys? This is Shane from Seacoast Caternix here. Another rainy Saturday, and starting to wonder if we're ever gonna have a nice, well, summer's over, it's fall here. Things are getting cooler, nights are starting to get into the 40s up by us here in New Hampshire, and oh, bug just flew in my mouth. And not gonna miss that. But yeah, it's just every time I come out to do some work in the garden or out here with the quail, it seems like it's raining. So got a little break in the rain for now. I wanted to do this little video. This is something I'm really excited about. I wanted to show you how I put these no waste feeders together for a fraction of the cost of some of the name brand ones that are out there. If you have quail, you know they are messy eaters. They love to put their head in their food and just go crazy. I've always used feeders either like this, that you put the food in the top, it's got the opening on the bottom. These are your typical tray feeders. Use these, and you know, they work, but the quail, even with the little top on here, they get their heads in there and they kick all the feed up, and you go in there, clean the cages, and you just see feed everywhere. I have one section of my grow out pen that has the grating on the bottom, and every time I would go out to clean it, I'd see feed everywhere. I've even tried making my own homemade feeder, which probably was, out of the three that I showed you, this probably worked the best. But even this, they would just kind of get in there and figure out how to take bites, spill it around, put their head in there, and get it all over the place. The cost of feed is just insane. I even started trying to make some of my own mixes to save a little money. So every time I go out and I see a pile of feed that's unused, it's like literally burning money for me. So I went online and I started looking at some of the, not going to mention any specific name, but some of the more name brand no waste feeders from reputable dealers. And I've heard great reviews on them. They have great reviews, but they're expensive. I would say between $28 to $38 on average is what I was seeing for like a 5-pound, 2.5 to 5 pound feeder. I think if you went with like a 2-pound feeder, maybe they're like 25 bucks a piece. So for someone who has, you know, a decent amount of birds, or you have maybe like, you know, I have 3, I'm going to be having 5 by next week when I build on sections that I have split out. So I have to have a feeder in each one of those. I'm like, that's like you know, 150 bucks to spend on feeders for them. So I started looking at like, what is it in these feeders that make them no waste feeders? And this is basically what it is, okay? You've got where the bird's head goes through. You can see right here is the little opening where the food comes in. You can see that there. And this stays on the inside of your container, and that's what you fill with the feed. So you can fill it up, you can walk away, they put their head in there. Even if they kick it around, this shield right here keeps the food from going all over the place. So rather than spending $150 on feeders, I went on Amazon, and I'll leave a link in the description here underneath about the one I bought, but there's literally dozens of these that you can find. And I basically just got that, okay? I got 6 of these, and they gave me these watering cups, which are the gravity fed watering cups that you can kind of do the same idea with if you wanted to. I don't know about these. They seem like they might work. I'll probably do another video on these to see how they're working out. They seem a little cheap to me, but this wasn't real. This was kind of a throw-in. This really wasn't what I was buying it for. I was buying it for this. So I spent $10.99 for 6 of these, and then like I said, they threw in the little gravity fed waterers. So what's that come out to? Like, you know, less than $2 per. I went to my local hardware store and I got a 5-quart plastic bucket. You can also get these at any hardware store. You can go online on Amazon. You can get square ones if you like that design. This is what they had by me, and I want to say these were $3.99. Okay, so $4, like $1.80. I'm into this for about $5.80. The other cool thing is the place that I got them from, where I'll show you where I got them on Amazon here, they gave you the specific bit that you need to cut this out. So I'm gonna go ahead and assemble this, show you how I did it, show you how the feeder looks. And I've already been using one for a little while, and I can tell you right now, it works fantastic. I'm not getting any waste. They're eating it literally within 30 seconds of it being in the cage. They knew. One of the things about poultry, and again, I'm not a seasoned pro at poultry like some of you, they're attracted to red. So when they see red, they're immediately kind of drawn to it. That's kind of why most of the poultry waterers and feeders you see are red, because it brings them in. They knew as soon as I put that in there and they saw the feed in there, they went right to it. So I'm going to show you quickly how easy it is to go ahead and assemble this thing. So you got your bit here, your cutout, you got your bucket. They say in the instructions to go about 3 inches from the bottom. I went a little lower because quail are smaller than chickens, and I think these probably are one of those feeders that are more designed for chickens, I would assume, but they work fine for quail. I actually can get 2 of them to stick their head in there at one time. So I went maybe about 2.5 inches, 2 inches up from the bottom. So I got my bit with my drill, I got my bucket. I am gonna tell you, plastic shavings are gonna get all over the place, so you might not wanna do this, you know, in your kitchen, on your dining room table. Do this outside. So you can see I'm about somewhere around 2 inches from the bottom. There is a little drill bit here that's going to pierce first, and then the rotary cutter is going to do the rest, and it's going to make your hole the exact size of your feeder. So I just kind of keep my hand tucked right underneath, start my drill up, and then once that pierces, just hold on to the top and just take your time. Go nice and easy. I got my hole. Like you saw, shavings kind of getting all over the place. Just knock the shavings off there. I'm gonna do the other side as well. If you don't have a lot of birds, you could probably just get away with doing one. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side as well, because I like to have two of these feeding ports on each side, so they can both kind of get in from each side of there. I'm gonna do the exact same thing on this side. Make sure I'm relatively opposite of the first hole I made. And again, if you had a square container, this might be a little neat, tighter, but I haven't had no issues. No feed has gotten out even using these little buckets. This is just kind of like a paint bucket. All right. You want to make sure that's all out of there. You don't want that getting into your quail feed. So I'm going to take my little handy duster here and just make sure everything's out. And again, unlike these ones that I made myself, where I had to like sand down the inside because of the jagged edges, you don't have to do that with these, because this is all going to cover it. All you got to do, take this apart. Okay, take the other one apart, because there's 2 on this one. I did notice the threading isn't the greatest, but it does the job. This goes in the bucket. This is where your bird's head goes in. They come with these little gaskets here. And if you're outside, my birds are all inside, and if you have quail, you're not gonna need this. But it comes with this little tab here on this little rubber gasket that goes in there that you can attach to a cap that will actually plug up the inside of that if you don't want bugs or something getting in, or rodents is usually the issue. This is more for like if you're free ranging chickens and stuff like that. If you're like me and you have quail, they're not free ranging, they're in a container. I'm not worried about that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and clip that little end right off, because I don't need it. Then make sure this side goes on the inside. This is where your chick's head goes in. You got your bucket with your hole. You're gonna go ahead and put it through that. Well, first you gotta put your gasket on. So your gasket's there. I'm gonna go right through. I'm gonna take my little, and I'm just gonna screw it right on there. And that is it. You can see that gasket is sealed the inside of there just right. The chick can put their head in, the bird can put their head in. I'm gonna do the other side, same thing. Just gonna go ahead and cut that little tab off because I don't need that for my birds. Put it there. Inside it goes, just like the other one. Thread it on. I did 2 different heights because I do have some younger birds that'll be going in here, so I kind of knocked this one down a little lower. This one is fine for my birds. Then all you do, again, you make sure there's nothing in it. You don't want any of that plastic in there for your birds. I'm just gonna go ahead and fill it up with feed. Throw the lid on. And there you have a no-waste feeder. Ready for your quail, your chickens, whatever it is you're doing. I'm using it for quail, but it would work for chickens too. You could probably just use like maybe a 5-pound bucket or so if you're using it for them. And that's it. Wicked easy, wicked cheap. A fraction of the cost of buying the name brand ones, and it's the exact same idea. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this in the birds, and I'll show you kind of how they... This one, actually, I'm putting it in a cage that has not seen this yet. So I will go ahead and videotape that in real time so you can see just how quickly it takes them to go ahead and figure it out. All right, ladies. Got a new feeder for you here. Yeah, you talking to me? Oh, we got a bird on the run. That's all right. She doesn't go far. Here we go. In it goes. Tell me what you think, girls. Tell me what you think. A little escape one here. Get back in there. They're kind of just figuring it out right now, seeing what it's all about. What is this new thing you put in here, Dad? Huh? And stepped away for a second there, but as you can see, this bird will get out of the way here. Hey, you got a close-up of one of my girls. Right in there. Already eaten. Got this figured out. Now this thing is filled up, so I don't have to be wasting feed. I can fill it up if I'm going away, you know, for a day or two. I don't really go away for anything all that much, but if I do. See, you can actually get a couple of them to even get their heads in there. This one's trying to figure it out now too. It's like, oh, what's this? This is new. Very curious little birds, these guys. So as you can see, this is a really, really great hack for putting the same type of feeder that you'd spend maybe, you know, 30 bucks, 35 bucks for, 25 bucks, whatever it is, for only about $5.50. So hope this guy has helped you guys out, and you know, if you're like me and you're trying to save money in any chance you can, this is a great way to do that. So thanks for watching. Hope you jumbo whites figured it out. Again, this has been in here just for maybe 5 minutes. Got his whole head in there, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. They keep their whole head in there so they're not wasting anything. That's all I got for today. Thank you guys for watching. Give this a try and let me know how it worked out for you. If you have any questions, please go ahead and reach out to me, and please like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out, and just kind of getting people into this wonderful hobby of raising quail. It's just such a rewarding, fulfilling hobby. You know, it takes a little time to get started. There's a lot of stuff out there. Again, I'm no professional at it. I've definitely had a few years experience in it, and there's still things I'm learning every day. So hopefully this will help some of you and can help save on your feed costs. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.